What's up, friends? Welcome back to Live at the Roxy for this 324th episode of Quarantine Edition. I think I got that right. It is officially Wednesday, which makes it We'll Go Wednesday. Woo, 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 woo. It's also February 3rd, and it's also just another day in the neighborhood. What does she mean by that? I don't even fucking know. We've got a lot of... Oh, is it 325 today? No way. Rob, is that right? And Rob, with my whole heart, I adore you. But I need Glenn for confirmation. Are we at 325? Are we at 300 and a quarter of an additional 100? I mean, what the flying fuck? Oh, God. It's been a morning. Did I just say tits or did I say dids? I don't know. It's been a morning. I have a lot to talk to you guys about in my personal life. And I'm a little late starting the show because I was busy watching. I don't even know the name of the movie I just watched. Babs and Star go to Florida. Star and Babs. You guys know what I'm talking about? Whatever the new Kristen Wiig movie is. It's coming out in 2 weeks. I can't talk about it yet, but I realized that the link that Lionsgate sent me was going to expire by the time the show was over. So I was like, oh shit, I got to watch that today, because they emailed me and they're like, what'd you think? And I was like, about what? And they're like, the movie we sent you. And I was like, oh fuck, do your job, Rox, and watch the movie. So I will be tweeting out about that later today, and I can't review it for another few days, but I'll keep you guys posted on it. Definitely was a wild one. It was definitely a wild one. Brandy said you said tits. LOL. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The Golden Globes nominations. And okay, you guys can help me on this one. Is it the Golden Globe nominations or the Golden Globes nominations? I think it's Golden Globe nominations, but I was really struggling with that one for thumbnail today. The Golden Globe nominations officially were released this morning. I have some thoughts on them. Obviously, the main one being everybody tweeting at me being like, you loved Emily in Paris. Are you the reason why this is happening? I did not make this a Golden Globe nominee. I loved it because I love Gossip Girl. I'm not saying that Emily in Paris should be nominated, but we will talk about that. Also, on top of the nominations, and yes, we'll talk about surprises and snubs and stuff, there is a story going on with Lil Uzi. If you guys don't know who that is, you don't need to know. This is my favorite story of the day. I'm not even going to spoil it. Don't Google it. I will get to it. Lil Uzi doing some crazy shit. Like, what, Lil Uzi? What are you doing, Lil Uzi? You did what, Lil Uzi? The Snyder Cut is officially R-rated. We already talked about the Snyder Cut potentially being R-rated, but now we know that it is R-rated, and I have more thoughts on the Snyder Cut as well. And then we heard from Wanda herself that there is a Luke Skywalker size cameo in WandaVision. What is Elizabeth Olsen talking about? Well, I have theories, and I know you guys do too. So all of that and more today live at the Roxy. Look at me doing my job. I just laid out for you guys what we're talking about today. It's a little bit of a tease, just a little bit, just the tip, just to see how it feels. And then we will break all of that down. Plus, questions, comments, concerns, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let me start with a couple of Streamlabs, then I'll talk a bit about my day, and then we will go into the stories. It's a never-ending story. Wow. Okay. Joseph says, wow, 324. I'm guessing 350 will be a big deal. I thought you guys said it was 325. Glenn's saying 324. I thought so. I'm telling you, Rob, I think you're wrong. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but I don't think you're right. I don't know. I do not know. What we do know is that it is the 3rd, though, which means that the first Streamlabs of the day that came through is from none other than our very own Glenn Caesar. Glenn, with that big support in the house, says, hello and good afternoon, Roxy. Much love to you, Grammy, and Papa. Thanks again for hanging out with us on this hopefully happy World Girl Wednesday. Peace, love, buddies, and hugs to you and all yours. Here's to you winning a Golden Globe and an Emmy one day. Oh, glad. That was very, very sweet. right, I'm going to start doing Glenn's in all different accents. Let's see. Good luck with any and all the auditions and or filming that you've just got coming up. Chip, chip, cheerio. Kill it, RJ, Skittles, chunk in my own fuck yeah news. My CP symptoms are still lessening and still standing taller. I'm still standing taller. And again, since it should be said every day, hashtag smash cancer. Wow, smash cancer plays really differently when I say it like that. Okay. And to say it again, this one feels wrong. Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankison, Jonathan Mattingly, Rest Cops killed Brown Taylor, all three of them for killing Brown Taylor, just for all people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hashtag say their names. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. That's not fucking funny. Sometimes you just got to make yourself laugh a little bit, though. Okay, Wicked New York. No, not Wicked New York. That's Wicked's Boston. But we'll do New York. Positive thoughts to RJ and all the rock stars who show up here and give the support whenever and however they can. Don't forget, when it gets tough, even if you're by yourself, you're not alone. Everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. We're here with you. Fucking A, Wicked fucking Boston. Thanks for always being here for us. I won't get through this if I keep doing this. Thanks for being here for us. RJ, Skittles, Chunk, be most excellent to each other, rock stars, because you're cool people to know. As always, I hope that we can all find and feel some joy in each of our days, our months, our weeks, our years. Remember, rock stars, you're kind, you're smart, you're unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including internet strangers, makes you worthy. Therefore, your story is important and deserves to be seen and heard. You are appreciated. Wow. You guys are having the debate of a lifetime about which episode of Live at the Roxy this is. This is Glenn versus Rob. Glenn says, I counted. It's 325. I swear. Glenn, I don't know. Pink Sweet says, I think it's 324 because yesterday Roxy said 323. Glenn says, yeah, Rob, it's 324. You guys, somebody give me what the real information is. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Stone Fanboy says, hey, Roxy, hope you're doing well. The Golden Globes are a mess, as always. That's so true. No noms to IMDY, I May Destroy You, and To Five Bloods is disappointing. Not surprising, but disappointing. As always, hoping you get into Star Wars to see Frozen and Carbonite. Take it easy, friend. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Max Million says, hey, Roxy, been watching a lot of your streams on replay, so wanted to check in live. Thanks, Max. Very glad for the G.G. Hamilton love, Golden Globes. Interesting that Lin-Manuel got nominated for Hamilton over Leslie Odom Jr. for Aaron Burr. Maybe had to do with One Night in Miami. Also, might just have to do with like popularity contest. So there's that. Sir Joker 40 in the house. Sir Joker says, because you're good luck, you look smashing, darling. Oh, I look smashing, darling. Why, thank you, darling. Showing love to little sis. That's all. Hashtag Sir Joker Stryer. Oh, it's so dear of you, Sir Joker. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Glenn says it's 325. Whoa, Glenn was wrong. Is the sky on fire? What? All right. So somewhere along the way, one of us has been fucking up. Feels like it's probably most likely me. We had 325, y'all. We had 325. So get in those Streamlabs, get in those super chats, and all of that stuff. Max put in one more saying, I'm trying to finish a salsa arrangement for my band, but I can't stop dancing. Have you ever been so caught up enjoying the art you're making that it slows you from finishing? Yeah, but I love that. It's the best part when you're just caught up in your own art. I'm telling you, these new vanilla teas I've got. It's a pastry and a motherfucking cup. Thank you to my amazing mods, Jake Yacovetta, Brandy, for putting in these Streamlabs links. Appreciate you mucho. Yeah, appreciate you guys a lot. Okay, so like I said, I want to talk a little bit about my morning. A few things I want to mention. Couple things that I want to mention. Number one, I was called so many names before noon today. I am always, you guys know, I talk about my internet hate sometimes, but I really I am torched on the internet, like torched. And part of it is because I put myself out there a lot. If you're live every fucking day, then people are going to have issues with what you say. So it makes sense that I get torched because I'm live multiple times a day, every single day. So people disagree with what I have to say. But some people don't watch my show. The majority of the people who torch me have never seen an episode of my show. So that's very frustrating. And this morning, somebody called me an old lady, which fuck, that one hurt. Then people are always calling me stupid, but somebody called me a bitch and then told me that I should apologize to them. It's fucking bizarro. I was called a cunt. Like, it's too much sometimes. Now, I've got really thick skin, so like you guys can attest to that. It's fine. But when I wake up in the morning and I'm checking Twitter for news and I'm looking for stuff to talk about on the show and whatever it is, it's just like, does everybody have to call me a bitch and a cunt and a shill and phony? And it's like, when you know who you are in your soul, you don't let those things get to you too much, but it is very frustrating. And so as I was talking about that, somebody tweeted at me and was like, how come you talk about this, but you don't talk about the love that you get from the Snyder Cut people? Because I had tweeted out apologizing to Zach. I already told the story on the show yesterday. But I responded and said, I do talk about that. And I said that I was really surprised that the vast majority of people were really being lovely and responsive to me. And they said, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't see that part of the clip. Can you give me the time code or the link to that? And what I'm starting to really realize is that people who look at my Twitter do not watch the show because I've got 30-something thousand followers on Twitter. And I've got 20,000 subscribers here, but only about 2,000 people that watch the show. So it is interesting that even though this is a platform where I have more than 140 characters and I can really explain my thoughts, that people just take to my Twitter and all of that stuff. So what I will say, in case I didn't say it loud enough for the people in the back, is that there are so many people. And I found that, finally, a couple days ago, that from the Snyder Cut, that were like, thank you for saying that this does exist and that you're excited to see it. And we've got you and we welcome you open arms. And that was really cool. And again, I know I talked about this yesterday, but I just want to reiterate that as much hate as I receive on the internet, which I do receive, the majority of what I receive is hate in general. I'm not talking about Snyder Cut now. I'm just talking about from people in general. But the love that I hear and feel is so much stronger, and I really appreciate that. So for those of you guys who do follow me here on the show, you guys are my true rock stars. And for those of you guys who tweet at me or Instagram message me or write on my comment on my posts or whatever and send love and positivity no matter what's going on, that's fucking awesome. I'm really grateful for you guys. So thank you to the Snyder fans that did accept me back open arms. I really appreciate you. And thank you to all the people who don't tweet at me, calling me a bitch and a cunt and a shill and a phony old lady. You guys are the real ones. So there's that. Let's go back into the super chat and then a couple more Streamlabs before we move forward. Glenn Caesar said, no, Roxy, Rob is correct. Today is 325. I concede the counting victory to him today anyway. LOL. And Roxy, the accents are boss. Thanks. Rob says, it's 325. I do your time codes. I fucked up once and you still hold it against me. Laugh my ass off. You can't count after if you're still not sure. Or you can count after you're still not sure. Just minus the clip out of you and Jet. That doesn't count. All right. All right, Rob. Touche. You win this one. And thank you for doing my clip outs, by the way. They've been awesome. And I think people really appreciate them. Sir Joker says, who do I need to annihilate for you, sister? Point me to them. No one goes at Roxy. They will be eviscerated in thou name. Love you. I'm not trying to eviscerate anyone. I just make love. That's the real one. Mike T54 says, already said this to you on Twitter. Love you, Rox. Really appreciate that. Say it to me in as many places as you can. I love that. And I love you guys showing up for me. And thank you to everybody who is in here live right now. I see a bunch of names. I'll just give some shout outs. Elijah, John, Brandy, Andrew, Rob, Avi, Spidey, Matt, Tim, Joseph, Acer, Chris, Mr. Theory, Hitman, Mark, Jason, Ali, John, Manny, Joseph, Brittany, Andrew, Kevin, all of you guys, Galen, Ryan, Cinema, Stormy, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being in here. Garth. All right, going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Oh, you guys are showing mad support today. Really appreciate that. Hitman Hudson says, I am extremely bothered. I'm extremely bothered by anti-union elitist James Corden being nominated for a Golden Globe. Corden showed up to a WGA meeting to advocate for lower pay for his employees. He's also getting nominated as a straight man playing a gay man. I mean, I don't know much about James Corden, to be honest. I don't know much about him. I haven't looked much into him, so I should probably do my due diligence there. But I appreciate you informing me, and I'll have to look into it a little more. Ryan Payne says, I don't why rocks, but when you read that Streamlab in your accent, I almost expected to hear you say boy at the end and not in a bougie way. LOL, #dark comedy. Wait, at the end of which one? Which one are you talking about? Morse Code D says, payday. What? Thanks, Morse Code. Anyway, I heard on another program that along with the Olsen quote, Bettany said he was excited about working with someone he's long wanted to work with and hasn't before. Don't know if it's related to the surprise or not. Hugs for all the shit. Thanks, Morse Code. You are awesome, and I appreciate you. Let's start by talking about the Globes because we will get into that. But let's start talking about the Golden Globes. And if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, things that you want shared, make sure you Streamlabs or super chat them in so that we can talk about them right here live at the Roxy. Because the Golden Globes, I have to say, I hope that this isn't clipped out and used against me one day. And if I ever win a Golden Globe, I will be on cloud 9. But I have to say they tend to do a really shit job with their nominations sometimes. This isn't the only reason why, but their lack of diversity this year was so glaring, and it almost feels like how tone deaf are you guys right now? I don't really fully understand why. It's 2021. We've talked about this so many times. Why did they do that? Why did they do that when they didn't have to do that? So I really don't know. It was surprising to me. I also will remind you guys that I have watched like no movies this year, but I do watch obviously a lot of television. So let's go through some of these TV awards. Best performance by an actor in a television series, musical, or comedy: Don Cheadle, Nicholas Hoult, Eugene Levy, Jason Sudeikis, Rami Youssef. I think this is going to go to Eugene Levy. He has won a lot for Schitt's Creek. He deserves to win a lot for Schitt's Creek. Makes sense. Very good, very strong nominations in this category, but I think at the end of the day, it'll probably go to Eugene. Best performance of actress in a television series, musical, or comedy: Lily Collins for Emily in Paris. I mean, mind-blowing that this is taking place. Mind-blowing. Kaylee Cuoco for The Flight Attendant. I'm also pretty surprised about that. She did an excellent job, but there were so many great performances this year. What? Elle Fanning for The Great, Jane Levy for Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which I didn't see, and Catherine O'Hara for Schitt's Creek. I think this one probably goes to Catherine O'Hara. Again, Schitt's Creek is probably going to do very, very well here. The fact that Lily Collins and Kaylee Cuoco were both nominated for this, I'm shocked. I guess not shocked, but it's kind of just like, what? They both did a great job in their roles, but I just don't know that either of them are roles that you're like, that has to be nominated. Best performance by an actor in a TV series: Jason Bateman, Josh O'Connor, Bob Odenkirk, Al Pacino, and Matthew Rhys. Some really good ones here. I think that if I had to guess on this one, and you guys play along with me, by the way, I would really appreciate that. Also, some extreme lack of diversity in this category. I think that this might go to, I don't know, actually. I don't know who this is going to go for. Maybe Odenkirk, because it's been a minute. So maybe Odenkirk. Just a guess, though. When we're talking about the same category, but for actress, Olivia Colman, Jodie Comer, Emma Corrin, Laura Linney, and Sarah Paulson. I cannot believe the love for Ratched. All of my critic friends could not stand this show. I only watched like 10 minutes of it. I haven't seen it, but I think both the show and Sarah Paulson were nominated. So that's kind of shocking because of the people just really seemingly didn't like this show. Olivia Colman is so excellent. Emma did an amazing job. I still don't watch Killing Eve, and Laura Linney deserves to win everything she does. I think if I had to give it to somebody out of these people, I think I would probably give it to Laura Linney. For best performance by an actor in limited series or motion picture made for television, Bryan Cranston, Jeff Daniels, Hugh Grant, Mark Ruffalo, and Ethan Hawke. I don't know who I think is going to win this one. Maybe Jeff Daniels for the Comey rule. Maybe. It's always tough, though, when these are all big hitter actors. I mean, these are all A-list celebrities in this category, so it's kind of a lot. Same category for the actresses: Cate Blanchett, Daisy Edgar-Jones, Shira Haas, Nicole Kidman, Anya Taylor-Joy. I think that this very, very clearly should go to Shira Haas. Unorthodox, I've been repping so hard. I talk to you guys about it all the time, and I think that she is so deserving of this award, and I'm stoked she got the nomination. For Best TV Series Drama, The Crown, Lovecraft Country, Mandalorian, Ozark, and Ratched. Again, for The Crown, Lovecraft Country, Mandalorian, and Ozark, I'm like, okay, so these are people who are watching television because these are really great, excellent shows this season. Ratched? What? And I feel bad because, again, I didn't watch the whole thing, but like I barely watched it, but I'm so confused by that. For limited series or motion picture made for TV, Normal People, Queen's Gambit, Small Axe, Undoing, Unorthodox. I pray that Unorthodox wins this. It feels like it might be Queen's Gambit because that's just what people are so obsessed with, but Unorthodox was phenomenal. Annie Murphy, Julia Gardner, Helena Bonham Carter, or Cynthia Nixon. Wow, Cynthia Nixon nominated for Ratched too. That's getting so much love. That's for best performance by an actress in limited, supporting role in a series, limited series, or motion picture. I think that Annie Murphy will probably take this, but if not, maybe Julia Gardner, who's so excellent every single year. Same category for the men: John Boyega, Brendan Gleeson, Daniel Levy, Jim Parsons, and Donald Sutherland. I think that Daniel Levy is going to take this. I think Schitt's Creek is probably going to do exactly what it did again. For best TV series, musical, or comedy, it's Emily in Paris, Flight Attendant, Schitt's Creek, The Great, and Ted Lasso. I'm really happy to see Ted Lasso on this list. I think Schitt's Creek is going to win. I cannot believe Emily in Paris and Flight Attendant are on here. But they are. For best motion picture, musical, or comedy, I hope that Borat wins here. It's up against Hamilton, Music, Palm Springs, and The Prom. But I just think that Borat deserves this one. I know everybody wants Hamilton, but I think Borat. For best picture drama, The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and The Trial of Chicago 7. I have not seen enough of these to comment on this. You guys know Promising Young Woman was my favorite movie of last year, but I have not seen 3 of these. So I have to hold my judgment on that. So it's not really worth it for me to go through all of the movies. That's some of the stuff about the TV shows, though. I do think that there were some major snubs. I would love to hear from you guys about who you think is going to be winning. Who do you think are the biggest snubs? Who are you excited was nominated that you didn't think was going to be? I will, again, just talk about Unorthodox. If you have not watched it, then hopefully this confirms that even though Golden Globes don't do a great job, that this is so good. I May Destroy You being snubbed is so unfortunate because that show is excellent. I do think it's hard to categorize. It considers itself a dark comedy, but putting that in the comedy section seems so weird. And maybe that kind of played into it a little bit, but a lot of these are hard to categorize at this point. At this point, so many things are challenging to categorize because shows just kind of have morphed and they're not just funny or just dramatic. They're all over the map. Let me know, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer right here in the super chat. Bojax in the Streamlabs says, hi, Roxy, so glad you continue doing what you do. We'll always have your back. By the way, I meant to ask you yesterday, what's the name of the new tea you're drinking? Where can I buy it? I got it on Amazon, but it's Tazo tea, so you can get it kind of anywhere that sells tea. Vanilla bean macaroon. Vanilla bean macaroon is what it's called. And the company is Tazo. Tazo. So yummy. It's so yummy. Almost tastes like buttery. It's so yummy. Tim hopes Palm Springs wins. I loved that movie. It was very good. It was really excellent. Journey Smollett was robbed. Matt, you and I could not agree more there. I mean, she was so fucking good. She was so fucking good. And that's a surprising snub because Hollywood really likes her. At least seemingly really likes her. So that was surprising. Five Bloods, a lot of people are talking about that being one of the biggest snubs. 3 female directors are nominated. That's pretty cool. Can't deny it. I still haven't seen One Night in Miami, but people have been talking about that. Like, that's a snub. Again, I don't know much about James Corden and the stuff that's going on with him, but people seem to be surprised by that. I haven't seen Minari, but people were talking about that being a snub. So I'm sure that it was. CNBC is saying that one of the biggest snubs is Black-led dramas. I mean, absolutely to that. The lack of diversity again, but they're saying One Night in Miami, Five Bloods, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Judas and the Black Messiah. All stunned critics, but none were nominated for Best Picture or Best Screenplay. That's kind of a glaring issue. I'm happy that Hamilton at least is nominated because we know that it can't be for the Oscars for Best Picture, and people wanted that. One of the comedies that CNBC is also saying that was snubbed, and I agree, definitely over Emily in Paris and Flight Attendant, Dead to Me. This season was so good, and so deserving. I am only on season 2 of What We Do in the Shadows, but on season 1, but I know a lot of people were talking about that being a snub as well. Yeah, so those are some of them that stand out to me. Journey Smollett, you guys mentioned that. It's a huge one. Huge snub. Let's see. Curtis Mason says, speaking of TV shows, are you still binge watching Community? If so, how far are you? The show changes a lot after Donald Glover leaves the show. I'm the back half of season 2. I am binging it, but right now I'm currently binging. What the fuck is it called? It's so good. With Alana Glazer. Search Party. It's excellent. So I pause Community because I can't watch that many episodes at once. It is good, but Search Party right now. Whoo, baby. It's a lot of fun. And also horrifying. If anybody doesn't watch it, it's on HBO Max, and it's really, really good. Really good. Rob says, wait, no love for Lovecraft Country? What the fuck? Best show other than Ozark? Well, it was nominated for Best Show. It's just the actors were not nominated, which is fucked up. So there's that. Bobby Jackson says, even though people get snubbed, I always hope that the shows or movies get nominated and bring overall awareness to that project and them by extension. Yeah, me too. I think that's what we hope, especially for the shows that we like and the movies that we like. So thank you for going through the Golden Globe nominations with me. Let's see if you guys have any other comments on these in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Cinema Garia in here says, I became a fan of Cuoco after reading how she produced Flight Attendant, how she begged Rosie Perez to join her, works in short schedules so everyone can go home. As a producer, she's smart as fuck, inclusive, and I'm in love with the Cuoco. I agree that it's awesome what she's doing as a producer. I'm just saying, to be nominated as an actress in that role, I don't know about that. She's amazing. She's truly, truly the perfect person for that role. She did an amazing job. I just don't know if the role is compared to like some of the people that could have been, some of the roles that could have been. Leonard Kim says, I haven't watched a lot of shows and movies on the list of nominations, which means I have a lot of homework to do, rolling on the floor laughing. However, I do recommend Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. It's unique, creative, and underrated. It's easy to catch up on as well. Where is it? Let me know. Where is it? Brandy in the house with that big support says, I have some exciting news to share. It looks like I'm going to be a great aunt today. What? My niece Ariana is currently in Nashville about to have my great niece Gabriella Irene. I'm excited and emotional. LOL, please send positive vibes to them. We absolutely are. Congratulations, Brandy. Let us know how everything goes. And I hope that you are able to meet her very soon. I know that quarantine makes things very difficult, but we're rooting for that reunion to take place soon. Soon. Okay, moving on from the Golden Globes. You guys tell me if you have any more comments on that, but otherwise we will move forward here and talk about some of the other things that I wanted to make sure that we talk about today, including my favorite story of the day, Lil Uzi. Now, without Googling, because I told you guys not to, by a show of bunnies, send bunnies if you know this story, and send hearts if you do not know what I'm talking about. Bunny if you know what Lil Uzi did. Hearts if you have no idea what Lil Uzi did, because you are in for a treat. If you don't know what Lil Uzi did, you about to know what Lil Uzi did. In all fairness, to me, being probably about the least hip person on the planet right now, I didn't even know who Lil Uzi was before this. I think that Lil Uzi is a musician. Apparently, Lil Uzi is very rich and very popular, so shame on me for having as little awareness of Lil Uzi as I did. I'm waiting. I'm building suspense right now because, trust me, it is super worth it. And I'm also pulling up an image so that you guys can see this as clear as day. All right. So Lil Uzi, famous rich person, Lil Uzi, decided to get a $24 million pink diamond face implant. Did you hear that right? Lil Uzi spent $24 million on a pink diamond to get it implanted in his face. Does that make sense? I'll give you a visual with it. This is Lil Uzi, and this is Lil Uzi's face implant with a $24 million diamond that he implanted in his face. $24 million. He said if he sold his house, all of his cars, everything he owned, it wouldn't be worth what the diamond in his face is worth. We see the scarring around it. We see like a little bit of that pus and blood look. That's because it's been implanted under his skin. Lil Uzi, $24 million. $24 million on a pink diamond face implant. I don't even know how to talk about it. People have talked about how much he looks like Vision. Yes to that. People are talking about what they would do if they had $24 million. Literally anything more than this. He is a 26-year-old rapper, and apparently he has $24 million to spare. When he asked if he spent more on the diamond, which he said is between 10 and 11 carats, and comes from his favorite jewelry designer, Elliot Eliante, then he spent on his cars. The rapper replied, yes, my Bugatti can't even pay for it. All my cars together, plus home. This took so long, I can get this money. I don't know. Responding to a fan who told the rapper he should just put the diamond in a ring, Uzi said, if I lose the ring, yeah, you'll make fun of me more than putting it in my forehead. Ha ha. Joke's on you. Ha 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 ha. And yes, I do have insurance. I don't even know. I don't even know what to, speechless, truly speechless. Lil Uzi. I guess at the end of the day, you do you. This is incredible decision making. I don't mean incredible like great. I mean incredible like wild. It's wild. Leonard Kim in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStar says, NBC, it's on Tuesday at 8 p.m. I think you're talking about Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Thank you for that. When is Lil Uzi on TV? I need to see this diamond. Would you guys hook up with somebody who had a $24 million diamond in their face? Or would that freak you out? How would that feel if you like touched their forehead? I feel like he could get kidnapped very easily now. You're worth a lot of money, Lil Uzi. A lot of money. Mind blown. Can you get this out if you want? Will it just leave a massive scar? How does this work? Who does this kind of procedure? Does the doctor do this? Did you have to buy the diamond, bring it to a doctor's office, and then they do it? Is this like a tattoo artist thing? It's so many questions. There's so many questions. I don't know that those questions will ever have answers, but you guys know I had to talk about that here live at the Roxy. A couple other things that I want to talk about today. While we're on Lil Uzi's forehead looking like Vision, okay, let's talk a little bit about Vision. WandaVision, that is. WandaVision, apparently there's going to be a cameo that's the size of Luke Skywalker level cameo. A lot of people have speculated that that means that Pietro is coming back, that we're getting a Quicksilver appearance. I saw that Kevin Smith says that he thinks that this actually means that Thanos is coming. That would be fucking nuts. On WandaVision, a Thanos come back. I mean, mind blown. Saw a huge amount of people who think that this is going to be Doctor Strange. That kind of makes the most sense in terms of the fact that we've got the multiverse of madness coming up. I think that he obviously is willing to do television and would like to make an appearance here. And I think that kind of all just makes sense. So yeah, that all kind of checks out. While I'm seeing what you guys think, going back into the super chats, Spidey Sensei say Joe Budden got a partnership deal with Patreon and Lil Uzi put a diamond in his forehead. The Generations rappers need to do way better. Shaking my head. I feel that, Spidey Sensei. I feel that. Glenn is telling me that Jake put in a super chat. Fuck. How did I miss it? What was it? What'd you say? Jake, will you type it to me? Sorry, I missed it. I gotta know. Things go so fast when I'm just talking about Lil Uzi. Nathan Edgar in the streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer says, honestly disappointed to hear this story being glorified while others are suffering financially. Nathan, I'm not trying to glorify anything. I just am stating facts. This is what he did. And you do you. I mean, I spend so much time on this show talking about what people should do with their money. This guy, when you think about Lil Uzi, you think if he didn't get this diamond in his forehead, he was going to give the money to world hunger? No. If he didn't get the diamond in his forehead, he was going to buy cars and he was going to buy clothes and electronics and things for himself. If you're somebody who gets a $24 million thing in your forehead, there's nothing I can say to you that's going to make you give your money away. Nothing. Legitimately nothing. You need an assistant. I do kind of need an assistant. No, Ryan put one in. What the fuck did he say? Ryan Payne put in a super chat. Where is it? Glenn, help. Help! Morse Code Z says, I would be surprised if any actor interested in doing Marvel would be unwilling to do Marvel Vision right now. Yeah, that's kind of true. What is happening? There's always people at my door. What are you here for? Take me to your leader. Yeah. Yeah, there's a diamond in the head. It's just a whole thing. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if it could be anybody, but Thanos, that would be wild. That would be really, really shocking. I think probably more likely Doctor Strange. I'm hoping for Pietro. What is happening? Give me 1 second. What? Hello?
Sorry to interrupt you again. I started in the main duplex. I was showing you the.
Okay.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
It's like my landlord can't just show up here like that. It's so frustrating. He's just like it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Sorry to leave you guys. But you had each other to entertain you. All right. Moving forward, hopefully one of you guys tells me what Ryan said. I gotta know. What did he say? Nothing, Calvin. He said just was checking out something on the property. I don't even fucking know. He just does it all the time. It's so weird. I'm finding super chats in their Streamlabs. I don't think I can do that. What did the super chat say? Somebody tell me. Ryan, type it again. I'll read it. Just put it in the regular chat and I will find it. Nathan Egger also says bringing attention to a situation will inevitably create copycats or people who celebrate the decision. As someone who works in social work, it makes me sad to see this. I'm sorry that it makes you sad, Nathan. Sometimes you have to, for me at least, I have to laugh at things. Sometimes I just have to learn to laugh at things because otherwise, fuck our lives. And so that's for me. Oh, there's a super chats tab. What? This is wild. Who knew? No, but the super chats are from December 8th. So that doesn't help. The most recent one from December 8th. I don't think it works very well. The super chats tab. Yeah, the most recent one from Bear Hudson on December 8th. I don't think this tab works. Why doesn't it work? Help me help you. Mr. Theory says nothing, but just showed support. Thanks, friend. Appreciate you. All right. Before we get out of here, another thing. Jake says weird works for us are called to action. PLD says that's not right. LOL. Which part? Rock scroll down. No, Rob, when I scroll down, it goes backwards. When I scroll down, the most recent ones, then it gets to September. It's from Lewis Cox in September. But thank you for that hot tip, Rob. Scroll down and refresh it. You don't think I tried those two things? Rob thinks I'm an idiot sometimes. The Snyder Cut's officially going to be R-rated. We had already talked about thinking that was going to be R-rated, but now we know it's going to be R-rated. And I think an R rating is fine. It doesn't kind of sway me one way or another. R rating works for me. As long as it's what Zack Snyder wants, then that's what we should be seeing. Ryan Payne said, Roxy, in my super chat was that we got your back like Jeremy Renner got Ben Affleck's back in the town. Appreciate you. You're awesome. Thanks for having my back. You're the best. All right. That R rating, though, if you guys have thoughts on it, get them in. Otherwise, I will be getting out of here ASAP, probably just a couple more minutes. Another Streamlabs that came in, Garth Harkness McMurray said, Rachel Silverstrini's The Rewind show last night was about Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and she got stars of the show, Andrew Leeds and Skylar Astin as guests. I don't watch the show myself because I'm not into musicals. Sorry about the haters, but we love you. Thanks, friend. Appreciate that. That's awesome that she got them. PLD says, whose car are we taking? Dude, where's my car? We're taking no one's car. We're spreading love only. No hate, just love. No hate, just love. Bobby asked if I talked about Arrowverse shows getting picked up for another season. No, I saw right before I started the show, CW picked up a lot of their shows. I saw that Flash was one of them. Were all the Arrowverse shows picked up? Good for them. It's just going to be a lot of watching of a lot of episodes of a lot of shows. Anyway, all right. I'm going to be getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me live at the Roxy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on my Apple podcast. Nathan Edgar with one more Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strife. So this is your show, so definitely not my place. tell you what to color. Either way, I appreciate you discussing your thoughts on the situation while also allowing thoughts that may differ from your own, as long as they express in a healthy manner. Of course, Nathan, you don't have to agree with me. You guys don't have to like everything I talk about on this show. And it makes sense. And I get if you don't want me to shine a spotlight on somebody who puts $24 million into his head. Of course, that's upsetting. Everybody has different ways of dealing with things, and I never mind as long as people are thoughtful and respectful about it. Nathan, you've been an awesome OG supporter. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Mr. Theory Fournier says nothing but just showed support, and I appreciate that again. All right, much love, my friends. Be well. Make your beds. Put down the toilet seats and lids. Reach out to people who might need your help and support. Don't forget to tune into the World Girls tonight as we give this or that a whirl. What the fuck's that called? Would you rather? Would you rather a whirl? It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we'll probably get a little loaded. So let's enjoy our time together while we're here. None of us ever know how long we got. What a sad way to leave. Oh my God, Doreena's rubbing off of me. Bye, friends.